Chapter 4. As the last strip of purple sun dips, Lucy pulls open a heavy metal door belonging to a rundown pub on the other end of Main Street. My eyes adjust to the darkness and smoke as we step inside the tiny bar. A guy, probably in his mid-40s, sits with a guitar on stage. He's actually surprisingly good, in an I was in a band in high school type way. As the man makes his way off stage and behind the counter, Lucy grabs my hand and pulls me over to the bar. "Hi, Tim. 2 Shirley Temples, no ice, with a lime twist, please." He spins around at the sound of her voice. "Hey, Lucy. Of course. And for you, kid?" I take this as a hint that both of the Shirley Temples are for Lucy. Just 1 for me, please." 3 Shirley Temples with lime twist coming right up." My arms stick to the counter as we sit on creaky bar stools. Lucy spins back and forth, feet barely touching the ground as Creep by Radiohead echoes through the early evening. There's glitter on the ground and a mix of questionable characters who I'm assuming our parents wouldn't love us hanging out with. After Lucy has finished the first of her 2 drinks, she turns to me, guts in her eyes. "Okay, next up. You used to do this thing called exposure therapy. You would purposely put yourself in situations you knew were going to embarrass you, all because once some stranger told you that the more you did it, the less it would hurt. So you would walk up on stage at poetry night without a poem, or stand up and make a toast in a restaurant without a reason. So today, I have handpicked open mic night." That sounds like the absolute worst idea I have ever heard in my 5 weeks of memories. But somewhere between her eyes and the Shirley Temple in her hand, she glows too much to resist. And so, before my feet can make the sane decision to plant themselves to the metal of my bar stool, they're bounding between tables and haze, following her, Yankees cap and all, up to the stairs on the right side of the stage. As the stage lights blind me, the patrons disappear between specks of floating dust. Backlit by the yellow glow, she hands me a guitar. "Just strum something random. It's gonna be good. And by good, I mean absolutely horrible, but that's the point. And I'll just make something up to sing over it." She grimaces. "Ready to ruin our night?" But as my fingers smash into the cold strings, they align like the stars without thought and begin to play. Her heart falls out of her chest, right onto the stage. I look at it, flopping around, covered in deep red blood. She picks it up and begins to sing. I have no idea how I know what to play, but I just keep playing it. And she just keeps singing. Before I know it, the roar of 5 scattered loners fills the room. I spit the anxiety in my stomach out into the air, laughing and breathing heavily. I have no idea how I know that. I must have learned it at some point. She smiles in sorrow. "You wrote it for me, last summer." As she stands in front of me, I almost forget to forget. She was deep inside my twisted brain, just waiting to be unlocked. Just a few simple words would present a key. What are the words? Damn it, Sev, what are the words? I look up, and she's gone. For a moment I panic, but then I spot her sitting at her seat at the bar, made just for her. Her Shirley Temple, no ice, twist of lime in hand. She mouths at me to play something, and so I do. I'd do anything if she told me to. I play. I play for an hour, and no one seems to mind. They don't even see me. It's just me and her in a bar, guitar in my hand, Shirley Temple in hers. We drive home through the New England fog. "I feel it," she whispers so quietly I almost think I've hallucinated it. She takes a sharp turn onto a dead-end street. Lucy stares closely at the dash, studying the odometer. As it flips to 0, she brakes and throws the car into park. "What are we doing?" "Shh, quiet," she protests and rolls down the crank window of the Jeep. "You hear the wind? You smell it? It's your favorite smell right before the rain." And in the most comedic timing, the first drop smashes into the windshield, making me flinch. She smiles, turns up the radio, and jumps out. I follow her into the misty dark. It's pouring. Every drop baptizes me, washing away every ounce of pain I didn't realize I was carrying. My shoulders drop for the first time in weeks. I run up behind her and grab her. And as the world spins and ticks in perfect rhythm, we spin with it. We dance in the rain as if we don't have to wake up tomorrow and learn how to breathe all over again, as if we'll never have to pay taxes or clean a kitchen. We tumble to the ground, backs pressed against the pavement, breathing heavily, illuminated by the headlights. We lay. My shoes are filled with water. The rain pelts my face so hard that it glues every inch of me to the concrete. I half expect the earth below me to crack into 2. I don't mind it. The sting of the drops feels warm. Have you ever gained consciousness, like you're sitting on the couch or eating or showering, and then suddenly you're jolted into remembering that you're real? Jolted into remembering that you literally exist. Suddenly, all I can see are my dirty Converse and my body half glued to a bridge banister, dangling over the rushing blue waves just blocks away from where we danced. I was horrible to her, and I didn't need memories to know that. From the way her lip quivered every time I looked at her to the way she held her own arms in a hug every time I spoke, I've rattled her to her core many times over. No matter how much she shined through it, she was permanently off-kilter around me in a way she wasn't around others. There's air between us, some magnetic field. And no matter how many times I move to close the inches, we rebound backwards. And as the rain falls, it bubbles inside me. I scream. She screams. I scream again, drenched in words unsaid and unthought and unremembered. I scream. I roll over, laying in her lap, sobbing like a child. The hard kind of sob that makes your head hurt, and so then you cry some more. I'm sorry, and I don't even know what for. 7 Thompson and the Art of Remembering. Written and narrated by Grace Ash Wethor. Produced by Gray Entertainment. Sound engineered and mixed by Jack Gray.